Media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, let's go. Tuesday show, March 11th, 2025. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, pound the subscribe button as well. If you're watching on Twitter, on X, good afternoon to you. Braylon Edwards back in the saddle. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
Good afternoon, my friend. Good to be back with the gang. The gang is indeed all here, man. Come off a pretty decent weekend, but went outside Saturday and thought I had a touch of cold. Sunday, had a little bit Monday, and I didn't want to infect anybody here, but I'm good to go, ready to rock and roll. A lot of moves have been made in the NFL, so of course I'm a little bit excited about that, man. But how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I want to thank Anson and Stick for stepping in yesterday. I was traveling. It was my brother-in-law's wedding over the weekend in Florida. I officiated that wedding. A whole new pressure comes along with that. It was the first time and the only time I will ever officiate a wedding.
Yeah, weddings are high stress.
And why is that?
Wedding DJ, high stress.
It is. It's one of those things where, my brother-in-law was like, come on, you're on TV every day. This will be nothing for you. And, I was talking about it today on TV a little bit. And the thing is, okay, today was Tuesday. Then you know what? Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yeah.
And on Wednesday, you know what? Next day, Thursday. There is only one wedding day.
Right.
There is only one. And you can't screw it up. And you want it to be so perfect for that. Like, I want every day to be perfect at work. I know I'm not. I know I try my best and I make mistakes, but I get another opportunity. There is only one shot for a wedding, hopefully. There's only one time, and then you don't want it to be a situation where, the thing that people remember about someone's wedding is the officiant screwed it up or had too many drinks or said the wrong things or something like that. So there is an extra pressure that goes along with that.
No, you're not lying. Look, I never officiated a wedding, but I've spoken in a couple as the best man. And the first time I did, I still was young. Like, I was still under 25, Ryan. So you can imagine my toast was off the cuff. It was spur of the moment. It was whatever flowed after having fun that whole weekend. When I did it again for my boy Justin, like, it was thought out and well rehearsed, and it was the same thing. It was, I don't want to mess this up because I don't want this to be the thing that they remember.
Ricky, you know what I'm talking about with the wedding situation as the
stressful.
DJ.
Oh, yeah. It's so stressful because you're constantly thinking about, like, everyone in the room. Like, you used to being on TV, like you said, a lot of people, like radios, all that stuff. But when it's just like 150, 200 people in the room, they're all just going to be talking about this moment forever.
And reacting to every song. Oh, DJ sucked. Didn't play one of the songs that I want.
He's mid.
Pete Spivak with us as well. Tom Mazaway, good afternoon to you. Glad you're here.
Thanks,
welcome in. You had a heck of a stretch getting here.
Wow. I was on I-75 coming back.
We had the chopper over it.
I got stuck about a mile and a half before Sasha Bar Road. And it turns out there was a really bad accident on Sasha Bar. And they closed the highway. They had all these lanes going they almost had us going on the north side of 75 to get around that accident. But they were fire trucks, tow trucks, and I saw one of the vehicles, and it did not look good. And it took a long, long time to get around that accident. I pray for everybody that was involved and all the police and fire guys and tow guys and the people that were driving, man. I don't know what the hell happened, but it did not look good. But I'm glad I'm glad I made it. My ETA at first was 12:40, and I got here at 1:55. So I lucked out. I made it.
Now you know what I go through when if you don't get a spot in front.
I was thinking I was going to be trying to fight you for the last spot out front.
And you know what? I saw you pull in, and there were 2 spots.
Woo!
We got them both.
1, 2.
Bam.
We got them both.
Bam.
You got it. I will say this, though, not to get too crazy on anybody, but I'm often asked if I'm always in a good mood. Like, people see me on TV, they see me here. Are you always in a good mood? And the answer to that question, for the most part, 90% of the time is yes.
That's good.
Because of stories like you just told me, Tom.
Yeah.
And because of the business that I'm in, television news. That's my main job.
Which is usually bad news.
I literally see the worst things that happen to people every single day. Like, if it's the worst possible thing that can happen to somebody, chances are I know about it, or I've seen it, or I've heard about it, or something. That is my everyday.
So you're reaching way too many stories, which is putting that negative energy on you.
Well,
which sucks.
I just understand what people go through.
Yeah.
I just have a sense of how bad some people have it, you know? And that's one of the reasons why I do this job, too. This is an escape. Yeah. That is why I literally get so frustrated with people who are in the chat sometimes who are just so mean and angry. This job, this sports situation is literally entertainment.
Yeah.
Nobody's dying. Nobody is getting killed.
We're not saving lives.
We're not saving lives. We are all a bunch of dipsy doos that have an opinion. Sometimes it's a good opinion. Sometimes it's a bad opinion. Sometimes it's an informed opinion. Sometimes it's an ill-informed opinion. That's all this is. It's supposed to be fun. And that's why when people take it so seriously and start calling for, oh, you suck, you don't know, like, I know that's kind of what you sign up for when you do a job like this, but that's why in my brain, I don't take it so seriously. J.J. McCarthy's going to be the best quarterback ever in God's gift to quarterbacks.
Michigan's going to win the national championship.
Michigan's going to win who cares? You know what I mean? It's how I feel. You know what I mean? Nobody's dying. But that, just to give you a little insight and a little perspective, that is my insight and perspective.
Just to give you a little insight and perspective, I am not a dipsy dude. you might be. I refuse to be a dipsy dude. No, but you're absolutely correct, man. I had that autograph signing, Maz, a couple weeks ago when I was up north, man. And when I drove back, remember the video where all the cars on the road, side of the road, man. It sucks that it takes sometimes things like that. But, man, when you see things like that, you are truly humbled and you're truly honored and blessed to still be here, like you said, Ryan. So I like that perspective, as you put it.
That's why I stay in my bubble.
Right.
You know my bubble.
Yeah.
I stay in my 70s, my 60s, 70s, 80s bubble. I still watch Batman from 1966.
Wow.
I listen to my music. I'm happy. I watch television. I'm a big television guy. I love movies. I never, ever watch the news, and I mean ever.
I got baited today. Well, I didn't get baited. That's not the right word. Strike that from the record. I got into a conversation with somebody I know today about politics, about the economy. And it was the dumbest decision I've ever made in my life.
So often now.
It's so hard not to.
Yeah. Right.
It's so hard not to, and it was dumb of me to do. Yeah, I wish I hadn't have done it, because everybody's got their perspective. You're not changing anybody's mind, and at the end of the day, what did it do? It frustrated both of us. Yep. Yeah. And for what? There's no reason. It's so dumb to even enter into that kind of discussion.
People don't even want to hear your conversation now. No. That's the problem, too, with having those conversations.
Right.
It'd be different if, hey, at the end of the day, just listen to me, I'll listen to you. If we don't agree, then it's fine. You voice your point, I voice my point, we can move on. People just want to cut you. They don't even want to let you finish your point.
Right.
It gets to the point where, like you said, it's null and void.
No doubt.
That's why sports is the best.
Well, that's why we have the NFL. And that's why we have the NFL offseason. And that's why we're here. And that's why I'm here to tell you guys, remember at the end of the season where I said, I think the Lions are going to win a championship now. So I came into this season with, I know that the Lions are going to win a Super Bowl under Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. I know that to be true. That is a fact in my brain. Then after they lost to Washington, I moved Braylon to, I think they're going to win a Super Bowl, but I'm not so certain anymore.
Yeah.
After 48 hours of this negotiating period, I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl under this current state right now. I think it can happen, but I'm over 50% now in my Super Bowl meter that is going back and forth. My Super Bowl meter was once here at 100. Then it was about 60%. They're going to win, I think, but I'm not really sure. Now it's at about 25%.
Oh.
My Super Bowl meter is about 25%. as it stands right now, with the information that we have right now, because I don't believe, and I've said this before, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, I do not believe you can draft your way to a championship. I just don't believe it. I don't see a team that doesn't have a Hall of Fame quarterback, and sorry for the Jared Goff lovers out there. He is not a Hall of Fame quarterback. He just isn't. Maybe he'll have a bunch of numbers one day. I don't know. He's not a Hall of Fame quarterback. I have yet to see a team without a Hall of Fame quarterback build some incredible team to the point where you make no big splashes, no free agent signings, no big trade splashes, and draft your way to a Super Bowl. I have yet to see it. If history is any indicator, the Lions will not win a Super Bowl. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am.
I'm nervous as hell, and you guys know that, and everyone calls me Debbie Downer. I'm just looking at it like, and I keep bringing up history. They never made it to the Super Bowl, so we'll start there. These guys have done a great job of turning this vagabond team into a perennial contender. And the Lions will be perennial contenders. But like Ryan said, can they take it off the sheet? When bowling, can you take it off the sheet? Can you throw a 300 game? Can you throw 12 strikes? It's hard. It's very hard. So you look at this team as it is, and we know they're one of the most talented teams in the league. Sure, there's a couple of parts that they have to change eventually. It's like any kind of car. When a car starts to go, you have to start changing the parts. You're not going to be able to keep all these players that we love. We just lost Ife Melifonwu, one of my favorite guys here.
He was nice on the edge.
1 year, $4 million.
Pause.
They didn't want him. They let Carlton Davis go. They saved $4 million a year by signing DJ Reed. $4 million a year they saved off of what Davis would have gotten. So with that just 1 year of $4 million, could he have kept Melifonwu? To me, he was a guy, and they say he gets injured. All you do is bring injured guys in here. All you do is bring injured guys in here. Don't make me raise my voice again. Marcus Davenport, he never stayed on the field for about 50% of his career. He has not been on the field. He's been in the NFL for 8 years. He's been in the NFL hardly playing in those 8 years. And you bring him back. And then you sign practice squad guys. Oh, yeah, we signed this guy. Oh, yeah, we signed this guy. And then you paid $8 million to bring in, what's his name? Barnes. Derek Barnes. I like Derek Barnes. I do. They like their own guys. So if we think they could win with these guys, then we're all good. But I don't know. Because everything around them is getting a lot better. And I mean a lot better. The teams around them are getting a lot better. And yeah, you say I always bring up the Bears. Yeah, I know they're the vagabond Bears. You know what? They've been to a few Super Bowls, and they won one. And they have a good coach. We believe that this guy, Ben Johnson, will be a good head coach. At least I think he will be. We might hate him for jumping to the Bears 36 hours after we lost to Washington, but he is building there. And we're going to go over all these teams. The Vikings are building. The Packers didn't make any moves. The Lions, I'm going to say, didn't make a move. They washed. Lost Carlton Davis, brought in the other guy. So I'm with you, Ryan. I don't know if this team can get to the promised land.
Where are you, Bray?
Let me start here. The DJ Reed move. I like DJ Reed. If you remember me saying last week when I knew they were going to move on from him, I didn't say here, so I'd be lying if I said bring him here. But I said he's going to be a nice piece for somebody. I said he's an excellent DB, and as you look at him over the last 3 years, his numbers start to mirror Sauce Gardner. Actually, was even better than Sauce Gardner's 2 years ago.
He did lead the league in penalties, though.
True.
Pass interference.
I'm just saying he's a nice DB. He's a good D.
5'9".
With that being said, you have every right to feel the way you feel. Like 3 years ago, in terms of what the Lions did and how they took off 12-5, or 2 years ago, 12-5, and you thinking all the draft picks, and then how things popping in this year, 15-2, you win the NFC. You just think it's ascension, but then you see the injuries, you see what happens against the Washington Commanders, and then you're like, all right, well, now it's time to make a move this offseason. Now it's time to reshore that defensive line, and they don't. They don't make a move. They don't make a splash, and it would be one thing if no one was making splashes, but your division just got so much better. The Chicago Bears, you talked about, they got 3 offensive linemen and 2 defensive linemen, and it's the interior. They
and
know,
a long snapper.
They know what they know what. Oh shit. They know what the Lions are, and that's what the teams are now going after, trying to become in the NFC. So I don't know. I formulate that thought.
And again, I was in the chat yesterday for the first hour of the show.
Yeah,
I was
I
on
saw
the
that.
plane. I was on the plane.
You're on a tarmac?
Yeah, I was on the tarmac because traveling is such a great experience these
It is
days.
so
To another
great.
plane?
By the way, I thought I was going to die.
Did you bump into
on
another
my last
plane?
plane ride?
Right.
That's
What's
how
that,
bad
Pete?
it was.
Did you bump into another plane while taxiing?
Thankfully we didn't do that, but I was in the chat yesterday, and I think Stick was right. Stick made the point. I'll give him credit for it. It was, okay, you lost Carlton Davis. You gained DJ Reed. It's cornerback 1 for cornerback 1. Carlton Davis played a really good, dare I say, great cornerback for you last year. You're expecting to get that same production from that same position this year with Reed. The names on the back change. The production probably will be similar. So you're not gaining anything there.
Right.
You didn't get better at all there, at all. And this idea of Marcus Davenport, okay, Marcus Davenport hasn't played in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the contract. You could have signed him for $1. I don't contracts. I care about good players on the field for me, performing and being a piece that this team could depend on to get to the Super Bowl. Marcus Davenport last year, 2 games. Marcus Davenport 2 years ago, 4 games. Marcus Davenport in his 7-year career has played over 14 games 1 time. Do you anticipate Marcus Davenport to be available for the Detroit Lions? There are 17 games in a season, not including playoffs. Do you expect him to be on the field for you in 14 games? I'm giving you 3 games off.
The answer is no. The answer is no, and I lost my train of thought when I was doing this the first time around. Welcome back. It's the moves that you keep seeing like this. Like you said, the injured player, bringing Emmanuel Mosley back, bringing Davenport back when he didn't do it last year, and that's what his career. It's consistent moves. Derek Barnes, yes, you drafted him. He's a piece 4 years ago. Purdue, congratulations. But is this a move that is going to make you a better team? I don't think it has. I think you've seen a bunch of teams get better by getting players, all-pro, Pro Bowlers, etc., that can play, that they know are going to help their franchises get to the next level, whatever level that is for them. The Lions seems like the moves that they're making, Maz, is, well, we draft well and we're pretty good, so, well, we hope this can get us there. They're playing from a place of optimism versus going out there and actually doing something. I think that's the problem right now that I have with it, and it's been the problem that I've had with it, and now it's coming to fruition yet again because here we are. This division has – I'm just so tired of hearing about the Vikings. I'm so tired of hearing about the Chicago Bears. Like, at some point, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. You're getting worse.
Status quo ain't the way to go. They didn't make it to the Super Bowl, so why you're trotting out the same team?
That's the problem I have an issue with. If
22 injuries, I get it.
True, but if you get to the Super Bowl, then it's like, all right.
Okay.
It's okay. Even if you get to the NFC Championship like you did 2 years ago, okay. You lost.
And you got
your
demolished.
ass whooped.
Yes.
That's the part.
By the way, the Super Chat,
the
Pete, let's put up the rules of our
I'm back.
Super
My
Chat.
apologies.
Yep, you got it, buddy.
Our guy B. Martin, who won yesterday. Matter of fact,
Yeah,
he might have
B.
won.
Martin
He
is
might have won
rolling.
2 days in a row.
Let's go.
He's like, my Super Bowl meter is low as well. Everyone around us getting better. The Lions sitting on their hands, not making any key additions or addressing our weaknesses. And we've told you the weaknesses. You guys know it. It's rushing the passer.
So let me –
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Let me just say this because I know the question is out there. Well, who do you want to get?
Right.
And the answer to that question is I don't know. That is not my job. That is not my job. Did anybody out there in the world think that Joe Tooney was available from the Kansas City Chiefs?
Nope.
No.
But you know what? The Chicago
Ryan
Bears.
Poles and the Chicago Bears identified that player in that contract as somebody that they went to go get.
That they needed.
They needed that player. They looked around the league. They investigated. He was not a player that was up for grabs. He was not a player that Kansas City was so eager to get rid of. But Chicago did their due diligence, did some homework, made a call, and got a deal done to get a player that was not available. Not only not available, ultimately he's a new starting guard, or starting center for the guard for the Chicago Bears. That is how it's done.
And at the end of the day, look, we understand you don't want them to spend money. You want them. You love that they have cap space. You love the fact that they built through the draft. But everybody else is finding a way to find these players. At some point, you have to change the strategy. When what you've done, you got to evolve. And I think that's what teams are doing. That's what the Detroit Lions need to do, is evolve. You got to find these players that are 1 year's coming up, unrestricted free agents, things of that nature. You got to ask questions, and do your due diligence.
I'll tell you this, guys. I realize the Lions, they have better players than a lot of teams. They probably have better players than 24 teams. So, I get that. We already have started with let's say a stacked deck. But now you have to look. You have 60-some-odd million you had in cap space. And everyone wants to sign Aiden Hutchinson right away. I don't want to pay him this year. I want him to play. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Let him play. He's not going anywhere. Spend that money to put someone on the other side. And I thought that person was Zadarius Smith. And I guess they didn't like Zadarius Smith. They could have had him for a $2 million bonus, plus I don't remember what he was going to make this year. It wasn't much of anything. And again, they went cheap on the cornerback. They went Reed over Davis. They saved $12 million in 3 years. These guys, all they do is save money. I don't understand their plan. Like Ryan said, their plan is, we know what we're doing. We're the smartest guys in the room. We've already looked at the draft. We're picking 28th, coming up in April. I think it's 44 days to go till the draft. We're going to pick 2-3 guys that we're going to put right onto this team. Last year, they rolled the dice on a bunch of players. They did. They moved up in the third round, lost a couple of picks. They got, what's the kid? Giovanni Manu. He is a guy that's a work in progress.
Is it too late to say that they tried to do something too much last year, Maz?
Maybe they thought they had it, and they're going to take a chance and be the smartest guy in the room. And I was one of those. I wanted Manu. I heard he's almost 7 foot tall. He's 350, yet he moves around like a freaking linebacker, and he's your offensive lineman. I wanted them to take a chance, and here we are. They did get Christian Mahogany out of that draft, which I believe will be good. A couple of years ago, Broderick Martin and Corby Sorsdahl, they don't look like they're working out. There's a few other players that aren't working out. The Josh Pascals of the world, and he's dealt with some illness and stuff like that. But again, they're rolling out the same team. So this is the team that won 15 games last year, minus a few players that they're going to lose. They're rolling the dice again. They're not going to win 15 games, and that's okay.
And that's fine.
That's okay. Yeah. They got to win their division and hopefully get a playoff game at home, and then try to run the table.
Can I just say they had injured players last year crowd? What if they get injured players this year?
Yeah.
You think they're going to go clean through the year? You're confident that Aiden Hutchinson is just going to be back to 100% and he's going to be NFL Defensive Player of the Year caliber Aiden Hutchinson right off the bat? You're confident in that? You're confident that this team will suffer no injuries this year? You're confident of that? I'm just saying that you've got to take advantage when the opportunity presents itself. And boy, oh boy, the Lions blew 2 opportunities to get their Super Bowl. And it appears as of right now, this moment, with the information that we have as of this moment, the teams are just blowing by them. And we're going to talk about some of those teams. But I do think that the Lions are in trouble here when it comes to being not only a top 5 team in the NFL. I think that is – I don't believe they're a top 5 team in the NFL. They are hanging on to be a top 5 team in the NFC. Top 5 team in the NFC.
The window used to be wide open.
Yeah,
but it's closing. It's closing. Maybe if they turn around and they go out and get Trey Hendrickson, maybe I'd feel a little bit better. Because you must improve that defensive line. And don't tell me you're going to draft a guy and he's going to start. It ain't going to happen.
And again,
So then-
please, Braylon, let me just make
No,
this
go
one
ahead, go
point.
ahead.
You're telling me you're going to run back with an offensive line that Aiden Hutchinson broke his leg in half, Aleem McNeil with an ACL, Josh Pascal who can't stay on the field,
Onzarike bad back.
Onzarike bad back, which he's a free agent. We don't even know where he's going, and Davenport. That is Davenport, who hasn't played basically in 3 years.
He's not playing.
Right.
That is what you're counting on. Just check it.
Yeah, the conversation for the people that are talking about the injured players, what do you say? What if we bring in more injured players? Is that what the question was? The problem is the players that we already brought in were injured, and now they're injured again, and now they're staying injured. Out of all the players that we brought in, how many of them have been injured players before that are injured yet again, and some for the third time with the Detroit Lions? So I mean, that's one of the issues right now, but. We shall see, because this period is not over. There will be moves made, and this conversation is basically acting out of the fact that they haven't made a move till now.
Super Chat Burn hitting us again. Then he says, I guess we shouldn't even bother. We're cursed forever. If we pay big bucks for a free agent, he'll get injured stepping off the plane. I'm not sure if Burn is laughing at us or with us, but maybe we,
Here's the deal.
Hey, look, the curse ain't lifted yet, guys.
Here's the deal.
It's not.
We went 4 years without criticizing Brad Holmes. Basically a solid 3 years. Let's say that. We went 3 full years.
And then the red flags we ignored, too.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
There were 3 full calendar years where we went and did not make one criticism of Brad Holmes. It is very rare in professional sports, not only in the NFL, but in professional sports, to have a head coach or a GM go completely unchecked. It's like the goo goo gaga, you're the greatest thing in the world. Let Brad cook. No criticism
I'm so sick of that
whatsoever.
statement.
No criticism was allowed. I think the time is getting to a point where you can begin to question some of these moves. I think it's appropriate.
Yes, it is.
And that's where I stand.
And I think, too, now that it's happened this way, because it will go the opposite way again. Brad Holmes knows what he's doing. Dan Campbell, we still believe in these individuals, so it will turn the tide for sure. But just for certainly moving forward, when we see something, we got to call it out. And I think when you see something moving forward, when there's a second-round pick that you continuously struggle on, when there's injured players that you continuously bring on, things like that, I think we can call them out a little earlier than wait till it all hits the fan. This isn't really hitting the fan, but you get what I'm saying. As opposed to wait till now.
You don't think that Milton Williams or Josh Sweat would have helped this team? And I know they got overpaid. Everyone's getting overpaid.
That's what happens.
That's what
It's
happens.
free agency. Oh, yeah, that's how it's going to be.
Yeah. And supposedly this class of free agents wasn't the greatest class of free agents. But there are guys out there that could have helped you. And I hope that Brad's not done. Because if he's done, then we went backwards because we even lost to Darius Smith. So who takes his spot? Who?
You went backwards because you lose to Darius Smith and essentially Levi Onwuzurike. I mean, I don't anticipate them re-signing him.
And I'm going to keep saying, I like Melifonwu. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, yeah.
He gone.
He gone.
It's so funny. Darius Smith was the only defensive lineman for the Detroit Lions to play 17 games essentially.
Yeah.
Coming up, we're going to take a look. At
happy to be
the
here.
teams in the NFC that we believe got better. We're going to play for better or for worse. We'll do that next. Also, I've got some thoughts on the Cleveland Browns and the re-signing of Myles Garrett. We did not get to that story at all, Braylon. I have some thoughts on that. But who in the NFC is now better than the Detroit Lions that you are so confident in is a better team than the Detroit Lions? I'll have my picks coming up, but first a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. Click that QR code to see their full inventory for yourself. But how about this? Don't forget Sign and Drive. 0 do-it signing, 0 first month payment, 0 acquisition fee, 0 security deposit. What about a 2024 Envision, only $239 a month? What about a 2025 Hummer EV SUV, $789 per month? And you've got that 2025 Sierra Crew Cab Elevation, $249 per month. Get to Les Stanford today. Check out their massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick GMC, lesstanford.com, lesstanford.com. Together, let's drive.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Oh, baby. Hey, when I was gone, I saw you guys had a Buddy's Pizza party, too. Are you kidding me? We need one every day. Buddy's Pizza has been serving Detroit's original style pizza since 1946. 79 years later, 22 locations in the great state of Michigan. And fans can still visit where it all began at the corner of 6 Mile and Conant. We are heading there pretty soon as well. Sign up for Buddy's Rewards to earn points on every purchase and receive exclusive promotions. Download the Buddy's mobile app today. Do it right now. Download that Buddy's mobile app. Save $10% off your order, the entire order. The promo code 10meal. That's the number 10 and then MEAL, 10meal. Save 10% on your entire order. Buddy'sPizza.com. And we cannot thank Buddy's Pizza enough. We are thrilled to have that partnership.
It's amazing to be able to be back here. I'm blessed to be back here. This is where I wanted to be. When it came down to it, I was telling my agent, I wanted to go back home. I want to be in Detroit. That's where I belong. And we're building something great, and we're continuing to build something great, and I want to be a part of it. So.
That's the $25 million man.
That's right. That's Lions linebacker Derek Barnes signed a 3-year, $25.5 million deal. Derek Barnes re-signing with the Detroit Lions. He's been a really good player for the team. And again, the Lions have so many good players that they have almost re-signing their own guys.
That's what they're doing.
Is a little bit of a free agent acquisition, if you will. But again, it improves the room.
Pro Football Focus calls it a below-average signing.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I care about Pro Football Focus. I understand your point.
They called the DJ Reed a good.
Yeah, they're going through all of these and grading all of the different free agent signings throughout the league, and great.
Look, at the end of the day, is this a signing that that had me overjoyed or over the moon that I instantly say, yes, there we go. We got that guy back. The answer is no. But I love Derek Barnes in terms of him being here, being a key, a cornerstone, not a cornerstone, but being one of the pieces that has been here from the beginning. So he understands what the culture is. He understands what their locker room is, and he's just going to be a guy that goes out to get it. You got to have guys like that on the team for when you bring other guys in. This is a guy. This is what Detroit Lion football looks like. This is what it means to come to the facility on time. This is et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and he's one of those guys. With that being said, I don't want to sign too many guys that are going to be remnants of, the 4 years of Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes and what they built. And every time we sign one, it's like, oh, well, yeah, we got to sign that guy back because he was here too and this guy was here too. I don't want to keep making that the thing. Like Derek Barnes, fine. Don't keep making that the thing. We need players that are going to move that needle. Pro Football Focus don't understand the locker room part, but they do understand the needle, and this isn't a needle-moving assignment.
Maz, before you respond to that, let me bring in the Super Chat notes again, guys. If you want to be involved in the Super Chat, we invite you to do so. Braylon Edwards putting up 2 second-row seats to the Pistons game on March 28th against the number 1 team of the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Baby.
You'll get a parking pass, a dinner at Parlay. We've already got a couple of contestants today. $5 1 ticket, $10 3 tickets, $20 10 tickets. We will pull the winner out of a hat March 27th, and then of course on March 28th you'll get those tickets.
It's a pretty good seat too.
Absolutely,
100%.
That's a Friday night in Detroit. Sorry, Maz. Go ahead on the Derek Barnes conversation.
They were talking about Derek Barnes signing him. I believe the next guy they will sign will be Kirby Joseph. I think Kirby Joseph is going to get.
Yep.
He's going to get $20 million a year.
I agree.
At least. I agree. $20 million a year. I believe that's what Kirby Joseph's going to get, and I think that's what they'll sign next. I really believe. I don't know if they sign Aiden Hutchinson this year. I don't know. But the way things are going, the way he's shopping, he is saving pretty much. So I think they're down to like $40 million now in cap space. So do the math. I don't know if there's enough room to sign Hutch this year. I know you get him on a discount this year, but I'm willing to wait it out. Are you guys willing to wait it out with Hutch?
I have to.
Or do you think they should get it now?
I think they absolutely have to wait it out. Yeah. I really do. And, today's price ain't tomorrow's price, and I understand that. Just ask the Cincinnati Bengals about that because they didn't do their own business, take care of their own players. They probably can't re-sign their players now because they just missed the boat on so many of these things. But you're talking about $40 million a year for an injured player. Again, Aiden Hutchinson was injured at Michigan. He's injured in the NFL. Freak accident, no doubt. Freak accident, no doubt. But I got to see it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I got to see it before I commit $40 million a year to him. Is that fair?
Yes.
Is that completely unreasonable?
Yeah, nope.
Injured at Michigan, injured in the NFL. Is it completely unreasonable to say I got to see it before I commit $40 million?
No, 100%. If you're talking about $40 million a year, you're talking big money. You're talking huge money for Aiden Hutchinson, and you're wondering if it's going to be, and you still have questions. If you're talking $20 million, so be it, press report. But you're talking $40 million. There's nothing wrong with having to see it. He was injured in Michigan. He only had one great season in Michigan, and then he comes to the NFL. He's starting to go that way, and then he gets injured. It's a tough injury. You just got to see it. It's a lot of time between now and next year. So you just want to see what it looks like.
Derek Barnes continuing on Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. This is a guy that believes in the leadership here of this franchise, and why not?
It's amazing to see how much Dan and Brad care about us. I know Brad mentions all the time. He really believes in his draft class and believe how he drafts and the guys he brings in. Like every guy that ever came in here, like we're all just driven the same way. And I take pride that they look at me as one of those type of guys, a guy that wants to come here and work and win and put his head down, whether it's good or bad, and continue to work. So I take a lot of pride in that for sure.
No doubt. I mean, and he should take a lot of pride in that. These are two guys that believe in him. You know who also believes in him? New defensive coordinator who was his linebackers coach, Calvin Shepard, now taking over at D.C. Here's what Derek Barnes had to say about him.
This organization has been Shep in the role. How impactful was that in you wanting to be back here?
Oh man, it's amazing. But, I mean, like you all know, like we seen that coming with him. Passionate about the game, love the players, care about the players. That's, one of the most important things. And the best thing I love about him is how passionate he is about getting players better and putting them in the right position to be successful. And that was, a big part of my decision of coming back to Detroit. He is a guy that anybody would want to play for. Him being a DC, I'm pretty sure every guy here is going to buy into what he wants, and he's, like I say, super passionate about what he does. He loves the game, and why not want to go play for a coach like that? And he has those characteristics of Dan. We see how Dan is on the field and the way he loves the players, and he can put his player hat on when he wants to, when he needs to, especially. And I think that Shep does the same thing. And I'm just surrounded by a good group of coaches, great group of guys, and there's no way I would want that anywhere else. So.
Yeah, I've seen this player before, and that's why he was paid by the Detroit Lions. Is Andre Davis was a middle linebacker when I first got drafted to the Cleveland Browns. He was out of Florida. I think he got drafted in '98 or so. Older player, but he was that guy, right? He did everything. Well, maybe like 2002. He did everything the right way. He was a decent player, pretty good player. He was a great stopgap player. But the way in which he held the locker room, that defensive side especially, accountable on things, man. Like, he was a really, really good teammate. Probably one of the best teammates that I had. He was that type of player. I'm getting those same feels from Derek Barnes. He's a guy that Kelvin Shepard can lean on, and he know his message will be received. A lot of times you don't want to talk to the coach. A lot of times, and I know that sounds crazy, a lot of times the coach doesn't want to talk to the player. He wants that message to get there. You got players like Derek Barnes. So, like I said, I don't mind the signing it off for what he can be in for the locker room. I just don't want that to be the complete theme. We keep signing players because of what they know.
I'm totally with you, man.
Yeah.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, you could sign every guy back on this team. I love them all. And Dan Skipper got re-signed, so I'm very happy about that. I love having Skip back here. So there can be guys like that you can't keep. I just hope, like you said, I'll just reiterate and keep saying the same thing. I hope he's not done yet.
And we just don't know, to be honest with you, because the sad part, if you're a Lions fan, is, to me, there are teams that, I don't want to say blew past the Lions this offseason, but I do think the Lions have been knocked from their perch in the NFC. Yeah. Now, Philadelphia, first and foremost, here's the difference here. Now, I don't know what Philadelphia's doing. But the problem here, if you're a Lions fan, is Philadelphia can do whatever the hell they want.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. They went to 3 Super Bowls in 8 years and won 2 of them.
Yeah.
So when you talk about it, and for Lions fans, Braylon, this is the hard part for me. They want to be good for a long time. I think that's what I hear more than anything.
Agreed.
We are finally good.
What do you think Philly is?
What?
Great.
But what does good mean? Do you want to
No one's laughing at us.
Do you want to be 11-6 every year?
Yeah.
Every year. Just if I give you 11-6 to 13-4 every single year for the next 8 years, no Super Bowls. Are you taking it?
No.
11-6.
Nope.
13-4 every year for the next 8 years.
Nope.
Are you taking it?
Nope.
Because that's what it sounds like.
I'll take 9-8, win a Super Bowl. And then I don't give a damn after that.
The objective is the Super Bowl.
Right.
Maz, I heard you say something and you were talking about.
Well, we want to be good for a long time.
No,
Braylon.
the objective is the Super Bowl.
We want to be good.
No. Ask the 49ers fans that are newer 49ers fans that weren't 49ers fans in the 80s because they're younger, they're newer. They were good for a very long time. Now what? 49ers are blowing their team up. They missed their window. Is that what you want? Because don't get me wrong, 49ers had some really good years. They had some really good stats. Christian McCaffrey, oh my God, he was everything. He was great. Remember that Brock Purdy guy? Remember that Jimmy G guy? Yeah, none of those guys won a Super Bowl, and that's what that 49ers run ends up being right now. It's a run that was cool. Hell, they may win 9 games this year.
Guess what?
They're not winning any Super Bowls.
At least they made it to the freaking game.
Yeah, true.
We haven't even made it. And you guys are happy?
They went twice and have 4. They went twice recently and have 4 Super Bowl wins, by the way.
Who? You're happy?
5. Yeah, that's right.
You never made it. You never made it.
And also the problem with the defensive side, Matt, is you saying you love like the defense, which is cool. There are a lot of good players and teammates. We love them all. But if this team was fully healthy last year on the defensive side of the ball, like, are we sure that team was going to win?
No.
Are we sure that team was that good? Because to my recollection, before the season started, it was if Davenport finishes the season, if Emmanuel Mosley can be good, if DJ Reader can finish the season, if those are all the starters.
Well,
These are the guys you bring in.
I believe if Hutch would have stayed healthy, they could have taken it all the way. I do.
100%.
I do.
I believe
when Amik Robertson went down in the playoff game, that was the end of it. He was the last of the standing guys. He was it. Carlton Davis, broken jaw. Amik Robertson, broken arm.
More so just saying with the exception of Amik Robertson last year, it seems like all the signings that we have are if players once again, and then the hope factor of just being good. We're going to stay good through the draft. We're going to continue to pay the guys that we draft because they deserve the money, and we'll be good. Well, we don't know if we'll win the Super Bowl, but we'll be good. We'll tell people that that's the end game. We'll tell people that it's Super Bowl or bust like we did this year. But meanwhile, we're just trying to stay relative for a very long time.
Don't forget, Anzalone went down. Okay, it's all right. You know what? We trust Malcolm Rodriguez. Boom. He goes out.
Yeah.
There was no hope for us last year. That's what makes my stomach turn. That no matter what they do, they still had to win the 15th game at home just to win the freaking division. What team? What can you remember the last time
Never
a team?
happened.
It never happened. Guess what? It happened to the Lions. It happened to the freaking Lions. That's what scares me. And I know you guys don't want to hear SOL. I'll never use those words.
I'm not using that.
I'm not using those words.
We're not.
But I am saying this is a team that has a massive train on their back. And these guys say, oh, no, we don't worry about history. Sorry. History's chasing you. History's chasing you. It's on your back. You wear it. It's a tattoo. Unless you get that tattoo removed, it's with you. You have never made it to the Super Bowl, let alone won one.
And you're signing the same guys over from last year. The teams are getting better. Like the Chicago Bears are getting better.
Let's
the
go
Vikings
there.
are getting better. And we
go
definitely should go there. But those teams are getting better. So now they're signing the same players from last year. That means you're just as good as last year, which means you're not as good as these guys are going. That's all I'm saying.
Let's go there, and let's start in the NFC North, and we'll start squarely with the Chicago Bears.
Or you want to save the North?
No, let's
We're gonna start with
right
the Bears?
there.
Let's get
start
into
with
it.
the Bears. The Chicago Bears are not only better, but they are much better. They're better at head coach.
Yep.
They're better on the offensive line. They're better on the defensive line. They clearly had, and Ben Johnson has done this, right? Ben Johnson knows the importance of an offensive and defensive line. And Braylon, you know is better than I do. And Maz, you are high on the Chicago Bears and all their skilled players on the defensive backfield, on the offense. Caleb Williams at DJ Moore, the wide receivers, tight end, they got better. This is a team now with not only a competent offensive and defensive line, dare I say, on paper, looks like they are an elite offensive and defensive line. The Chicago Bears are a challenger for a 12 to 13 win season next year.
Yeah, just by the moves they made, you can tell that Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson are working hand in hand because this is Ben Johnson. This has
nice job, Pete.
This has 100%. I love this. This has Dan Campbell's signature and Brad Holmes' signature all on it in terms of securing that interior line on both sides of the ball. The defense is already good. This is a defense that was already really good, and it's gotten better now with the interior moves. Also added a linebacker, and then the offensive line. You got two guys that are all pro, and 3 guys that are Pro Bowlers on that offensive line now. Now you give Caleb Williams time to implement whatever Ben Johnson's plan is for this offense. This team has gotten a lot better. A lot better. It seems like, and this is way too soon, but sometimes, man, when you have those the mentors, the mentees, sometimes they're really good. Bill Belichick, last time I checked, was a mentee of Bill Parcells.
This is Ben Johnson. He knows this division. And guess what? He knows us better than any other team in the NFL. We don't have to worry about Aaron Glenn with the Jets. We got to worry about this guy. And not only that, you got the Minnesota Vikings on your heels as well. The Green Bay Packers, they've been pretty damn good over the past 10 years as well. But this Bear team, with a second-year quarterback now, and I thought that kid played real good last year, considering he was running for his life, and he had a coach that didn't know what the hell he was doing.
He's had a couple moments.
And again, they were a tip drill away against Washington from winning that game and maybe winning quite a number more
and maybe
games.
Jaden Daniels' season goes the opposite way, and Caleb goes the opposite way.
You don't know. Exactly.
Maybe.
Would they win last year? 7? 6?
Yeah.
They're at least a 10-win team.
You mentioned the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings have gotten better. They have gotten much better. They have gotten better on defense. They have gotten better on offense. These are some of their moves right now. I am a believer in the quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. I believe he will be as good, if not better, than Sam Darnold. That's my opinion. That's my belief. That's why he was drafted in the first round. After a year of being able to sit in those meeting rooms, I think he will play as good as Sam Darnold did last year, if not better. I think the Minnesota Vikings are better than they were a year ago. Like the Lions, they may not win 14 games, but they will be a better team, more prepared team moving forward. They, too, are in the mix to win 12 or 13 games.
4,735 touchdowns is going to be a lot to get, Ryan Ermanni. But like you said, you want to help a young quarterback out. Well, re-sign your running back, who is an all-pro running back, and Aaron Jones catch the ball in the backfield. This helps J.J. McCarthy out tremendously against the blitz, against the pressure. And then you bring in another offensive guy, and you bring in a true starting center. So now you shore up that offensive line. I like these moves. And then you added some secondary players because that's where they struggled, and that's where the Lions destroyed them last year, and that secondary, most notably St. Brown in the slot, both games. So looks like they got better too because Byron Murphy's nice. He can play.
I'm glad. Well, I'm not glad, but Byron Murphy is one of my favorite players. Yeah. He re-signs with Minnesota. I always loved Aaron Jones. I think he is one of the better running backs in the game. I know he's a little long in the tooth. He's been injured a little bit.
That's because you're a Packers fan.
I know. No, I'm not. Anyway, Jonathan Allen, I thought, was a pretty good get for them. He left Washington. He comes here. Again, they overpaid, and I say overpaid in quotes. It's not something the Lions do. They're not paying anyone $20 million a year for 3 years. That's why they let Davis walk. I mean, I would have kept Carlton Davis. I would have. I mean, what did he do wrong? He played cornerback one really well. So they went out and got DJ Reed, and between him and Terry and Arnold, we might as well call them the Flag Brothers because they're going to get a lot of flags thrown their way. They led the league in pass interference penalties. But this Viking team ain't going anywhere. They're only going to get better. They have a hell of a coach in Kevin O'Connell, and they got a hell of a defensive coach in Brian Flores. They play together, just like the Lions are together. They're a together franchise. The Bears, of course, they're a mishmash of guys, and you got to hope, if as a Bear fan, that it works. But this Viking team ain't going anywhere.
If you can't make sure that you have a DB1 and that you can somewhat decently rush the passer, I mean, what are you even saying?
The L.A. Rams have gotten better.
This is my team.
The L.A. Rams might be the best team in the NFC. I would say they are right there as the number one team in the NFC right now.
Here.
Devontae Adams, as Braylon, you said, he's a top 5 wide receiver last week. Top 5 in the game.
Yep. At the end of the day, I value touchdowns. Touchdowns are the name of the game. In the last 3 years, you can say what you want to about how old Devontae Adams is, and Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and A.J. Brown. Devontae Adams has more touchdowns than all of them in the last 3 years. He knows how to get in the end zone. Now you give him Matt Stafford at quarterback, this version of Matt Stafford with Sean McVay.
Puka and then Puka on the other side.
First of all, Puka's the one.
Yeah.
Puka's your one.
Yes.
100%. And you got Devontae Adams still, not in his prime, but not in his twilight either, in the middle of that.
Oh, excuse me. They got Kyron Williams in the backfield.
They still love Tutu,
Oh, excuse me. They got Tyler Higbee at tight end.
And they love Tutu.
And that defensive side, the surprise for them was the defensive side. I always loved Gerard Verse, but I didn't know that defense was that good last year. That defense is the surprise for the Rams. And like you said, they're second best defense in NFC.
Yep.
Only behind the Eagles.
Does Puka give up 17, side note?
We saw what?
Does Puka give up 17?
17. Yeah, You know, it's funny. He's a nice guy. He might, but I don't think Devontae Adams wants it.
Oh, really?
I don't think
That's a good
Devontae.
point.
I don't think
Nakua has sold too many jerseys with 17.
Yeah.
The NFL would have to do some business.
that's true.
And buy back. He
Right.
ain't changing.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the
that's-
Rams got better, and the team that you got trucked by in the playoffs, they got better too. That's the Washington football team.
I think they might have
A football
second
team.
best.
Football team might be the best team in the NFC now. I think it's a clear 1 and 1A. By the way, Washington and LA and Washington. I think those are the two best teams right now in the NFC.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the guys that won the Super Bowl a couple months ago. But
They just lost 7 players off their defense.
I feel
They
you.
don't care. They got 7 rookies ready to take their
I
place.
feel you. I feel you. I'm gonna stick with that. Hey, guess what? They all went to Georgia.
Exactly.
I love this, man. Like the Washington Commanders, Magic Johnson, like he always spreads his magic somewhere in those organizations and they win championships. Laremy Tunsil is one of the best tackles in the game. Like every time he's done a deal, it has set the market. This is the first time that it has, man. He's a hell of an offensive tackle. Zach Ertz, he's the guy that knows the game. Debo Samuel, he fits the system. Can you imagine what Cliff Kingsbury is going to do with a Debo Samuel? And then Bobby Wagner, you know what he brings to the table. He's a member of that Seahawks. He 2 Super Bowls, 1 win, Legion of Boom, first ballot Hall of Famer. That's what you have in your locker room leading that defense. Like you said, long in the tooth, but still a damn player. And we saw that firsthand down the Ford Field. So kudos to the Commanders, man. The NFC is just getting better and better.
And this team is getting worse. The Detroit Lions.
All grit, baby.
This is their
All
offseason
grit.
so far.
Wow.
We won't say they're getting worse. We're going to say they're status quo.
If you are not improving your team in the NFL, you are worse. You're worse.
All 3 of these guys were on the Lions last year.
Can we just agree
except
on that?
one,
Yes.
and
Can we agree on that?
Yes.
If you are not improving your roster, you are getting worse.
Yes.
Especially
And
when,
this is the
especially
same-
when the trades going on.
same guy, and the guy that's replacing the other guy, the guy that left is better. So that's not getting better, agreeing.
It's to me, I look at that and I just want to cry. I do. I don't care how bad you think this free agent class was or is. I just wanted to see some improvement on my defensive line, and I don't see it. And it's day 3. Most of the good guys are gone.
But
Sure, they're going to look for the diamond in the rough that's going to take $10 million. That's what they're looking for, and that's what we're getting. We're going to get a guy coming off an injury, and we're going to get a guy that's willing to take a pay cut to come here and maybe win a playoff game.
or
That's what we're getting.
or are they dealing with an impossible Cincinnati Bengals front office and trying to get a deal done with Trey Hendrickson?
I don't know, Bray.
And again, I see some people in the chat, so the offseason's not over. I understand.
No.
It's basically over.
Based on the information that we have today, as it stands right now on Tuesday, March 11th, I believe the Detroit Lions are worse than they were a year ago.
Agreed.
Second,
And I'm not talking about 15. Of course, they're gonna lose. They're gonna win south of 15 games this year. Of course. I think you can lose. You can win less games and still be better.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case for the Detroit Lions.
I agree.
As it stands right now on Tuesday, March 11th. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
There's
And
nothing else to say about it.
We haven't even mentioned, basically touched on the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC.
Right.
Touched. So you've got the Rams, you've got the Commanders, you've got the Bears, you've got the Vikings, you've got the Eagles, and you've got the Lions. Those 6 teams right there.
Yeah.
Are we not mentioning somebody that needs to be in that conversation?
Not really.
I don't think we have not mentioned the Packers. I think the Packers have gotten worse.
I put Packers at 6 or 7 right now.
Okay, I think the Packers have gotten worse as well.
And the 49ers will be right behind the Packers.
49ers have gotten worse.
49ers have definitely gotten worse.
what do you think about that whole situation? How they moved on Hufanga, they moved on Greenlaw.
bad.
Seems like they're
They had their shot.
Yeah.
In a
Right.
6-year period, they had a 6-year window. They went to 4 NFC championship games. They went to 2 Super Bowls and didn't get it done. And you know what? They took a shot. 2 Super Bowls and 4 NFC championship games in what, a 6-year period, 7-year period? I think that's they didn't win it, but that's Detroit Tigers 2006 to 2013. I mean, we'd take it. We took right.
Hell yeah, I'll never get back 06.
No.
Never.
If the Lions could find, if Brad Holmes could find some version of what John Lynch, but not as crazy, because they made a lot of crazy moves, and part of being good is keep going in and keep tripling and quadrupling down. They paid a lot of people at the end of their runs that they didn't want to pay. A lot of money. They gave up a lot of picks for Trey Lance a little while ago. So some version of that, though. Some aggression, going after some players, but just not all.
I'll tell you this. I'm looking at that Buddy's Pizza behind you guys.
Oh, my God.
And I'm literally starving.
Right? It's such a good pizza.
I got the pizza wheel, and I'm going right across twice. Then I'm going across that way. Another one there.
You cutting
another
it?
one there. Man. Give me
can't-
those middle.
That's a
I'm a
gorgeous-
middle slice guy. Give me those middle
By
slices.
the way, if you're going to get Buddies tonight,
Corners.
10 meal, the number 10, and then
Which one
spell
is
out
that?
MEAL. 10 meal.
Oh, God.
Promo code 10% off of your order.
Starving.
BuddiesPizza.com. Download the app. Looks tremendous. We need a Buddies Fridays. Basically, we need Buddies
We got
Fridays.
to.
Every Friday.
Every
got
Friday,
to.
we need a Buddies Friday.
You always used
Every
to bring
Friday.
those salads in.
I
that
still
Buddies
eat the
antipasto?
salad.
Hell yeah.
The Buddies antipasto salad and the Buddies dressing, you will not find a better salad. I challenge you to find a better salad than the Buddies antipasto salad with the vinegar and oil dressing. I challenge you to find a better salad.
Love the vinegar and oil.
Keep looking.
Keep looking, no doubt.
looking.
Yeah, definitely had some
I love the
last
vinegar
week.
and oil.
Definitely had some.
All right, guys. So much to get to around the NFL. Also, just I don't know what Cleveland is doing. I really don't. Everybody's talking about Aaron Rodgers. That's the guy I would go get if I was Cleveland. We'll talk about that next. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. And also, they want you to remember that it's fitness that fits into your budget. Don't want to hit you over the head with prices, so they don't. With over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, it's the gym for you. It's clean, has trainers for you, and there's no judgment. You see the thumbs up right there? That's because it's the gym for you, and we give you the thumbs up. Come on down.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won.
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media. And we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Woodward Sports is at it again, giving away more cash and prizes than anyone in Detroit. Get into our March Madness bracket. Fill out your March bracket, challenge bracket. Now, the best bracket wins $1,000. All you got to do is scan the QR code right here. That's how you get involved. Or you just go to WoodwardSportsBracket.com. Second place gets a weekend at Grand Traverse. Grand Traverse is a very nice resort, by the way. Grand Traverse Resort in Traverse City, including brunch at RE and golf. Third place, second club seats to see the Pistons versus Bucks with food and drinks courtesy of RHB Laboratories in Troy. Remember, scan the QR code above or WoodwardSportsBracket.com.
I do want to go around the NFL, but before we do that, can I just ask a question? What in the world are the Cleveland Browns doing? There is no reason to sign Myles Garrett to that contract. No reason at all. You have set yourself back so far back because of the Deshaun Watson situation. You have set yourself back now. You cannot win without a quarterback.
Yeah.
You can't do it. There is no defensive lineman.
Kenny Pickett.
There is no defensive end that has ever led a team to a Super Bowl. It just doesn't. Not Lawrence Taylor. Nobody.
Well, Lawrence Taylor.
I don't believe he led the Giants to a Super Bowl.
He did.
Two of them. Mass was there.
Two of them.
Well, I don't believe Myles Garrett is going to lead the Cleveland Browns.
No,
to
you
the
can't
Super
talk
Bowl.
about LT round.
I understand. I don't believe Myles Garrett is going to lead them to a Super Bowl. I don't think there's a quarterback in this draft that will develop into, in the next 3 years, let's say, a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I don't think Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders is going to win a Super Bowl within the next 3 years. It's just my opinion. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't think they will. Not in the next 3 years of a Myles Garrett team.
Yes.
Prime. So who's out there? The only reason you make this signing is if you go get Aaron Rodgers. That is the only guy out there that gives you any opportunity to win a Super Bowl with Myles Garrett. That's the only one.
That's left.
I don't think
left.
I don't think they're interested in winning the Super Bowl. I don't think they're interested in winning the Super Bowl this year. Like, hey, they brought Myles Garrett back. I don't think, one, they can get what they wanted out of them. Two, dumb franchises do dumb things. Like I tell you all the time about the Cleveland Browns. But he's a star. He's the name. He's the guy. Like, because you have Myles Garrett, you're automatically in every game. You automatically start every game in it to a certain extent. No, but they still have so much money cooped up in Deshaun Watson. What quarterback can they honestly really go out there and pay for? Like, I see them doing this. They'll probably get some quarterback in the second round or something, but some average quarterback that can't win games or that is a 9-win quarterback. That's what they're going after this year. I don't think they're trying to win Super Bowl.
You want to win the Super Bowl? This is what you do.
That's not the move to make.
If you want to win the Super Bowl, this is what the Cleveland Browns should have done. They should have traded Myles Garrett for a couple of first-round picks and a third.
Or a player.
Or a player.
Well, they'll trade out of their pick.
Listen.
Okay.
I'm going to say two first-round picks and a third-round pick. Because I'm going cheap and young. And then you trade out of the third pick and you get a couple of more first-round picks. And you could have completely reshaped your team in a 2-year period to get yourself out of the Myles or out of the Deshaun Watson situation. You could have done that, and you chose not to, and that's why franchises stay like the Cleveland Browns. Because no team has an opportunity to get as good, as structurally sound as the Cleveland Browns in the next 2 years. There's no team in the NFL that has what it takes to get good quickly, a tier 1 player, and a top 5 draft pick. Those two things this year would get you so many resources for the next 2 years to really go after what you're going after and be structurally sound to make a run. I don't know what Cleveland is doing.
Maz, let me ask you this question, and it's about this move. Could this be a move because Cleveland – how many great players does Cleveland have in the last 15 years? Like, how many players does the franchise have to hang their hat on? They got Joe Thomas, and that's it.
That's it.
So if you're stupid enough to not do what Ryan says, which makes a lot of sense if you're trying to get better faster and get rid of some of this debt. And so if you're dumb enough to not do that, wouldn't you want to hold on to your player, to let him finish his career there, pay him, make him a true Cleveland Brown, so when he goes into the Hall, he's not wearing the first team that he leaves. He's not wearing whatever team he would have went to.
They protected their Hall of Fame bust.
I think that's what it is.
From Cleveland to Canton, because that's what Myles Garrett's going.
Yeah.
He'll go to Canton when he's all done.
Now, dumb it is, Ryan, but I think that's what it is. Like, it sounds dumb, but they don't have a player. When you think of a franchises usually have a player every 10 years that's the player. Not the Browns. The Browns have one every 20 years.
Who do they even have right now?
Kenny Pickett is their starting
left on offense. Do they have anyone?
Chubb and
Chubb is playing on one leg.
Njoku?
Jerry Jeudy. Yeah.
Judy. Okay.
David Njoku.
To your point.
They don't have it. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking last year when I had them as a playoff team.
Didn't know it either.
Because I thought, I guess what I was thinking was
Joe Flacco will come back.
Watson will come back and become Watson again. I was wrong. He'll never play again. Part of the reason they didn't get rid of Garrett, right, is they would have had to take in a major cap hit as well. So you could get rid of him and get players and picks, but you're still taking a bad cap hit as well. How many cap hits can this team
Cleveland
take? I mean, they're probably working. They're in the red. They're working in the red.
Don't forget they're paying Denzel Ward over $100 million.
They're working in the red.
Yet another reason to perhaps maybe get some guys on a rookie contract, get more high.
I agree.
Get more high caliber, top 5, top 10 talent.
Who would have given it to them?
On rookie prices?
Maybe the Raiders. Who would have given it to them?
I think there would have been a plethora of teams lined up to offer first-round picks for Myles Garrett. I could be wrong on that, obviously. I think there's probably a list of 8 to 12 teams that would have done that.
They're not even close to competing. They're not even close. Unless they shut everybody out. Unless they keep everyone to, 14 points or under. They can't win. They can't with that offense.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett?
No, not at all. You saw what Kenny Pickett was in Pittsburgh, and that's when their defense was stout. Their defense was good. So no. This is Cleveland. This is what Cleveland has been my entire existence, with the exception of 1 year.
So
things haven't gone well since they let Baker go.
No,
that's what I was saying. That's the 1 year when they won.
And it doesn't appear that they would be in on any Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers, it looks like, is down to the Giants and the Steelers. And again, I don't know why, if you have the opportunity to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers, why you would choose the New York Jets.
Because he lives there.
Right. That would be the only thing, right?
He just passed his house a couple days ago.
That's not a football decision.
Yep.
That's not a football decision. That's
life decision.
That's
does he think he can win a Super Bowl with Pittsburgh if he goes there?
I don't know, man.
DK Metcalf.
I don't know. You got a defense. You got 2 elite receivers. Which
it's a great town to play for.
A great coach.
It's a great coach. It's a battle-tested coach. I mean, I think you could.
They would love him.
I just think it's because I don't know if these deals are on the table. I just think right now they're conversations. I think that's why no movement has been had on the Giants side of Pittsburgh, because if there was true already their interest, they would have got a deal done. I'm pretty sure they were already announced that this is what it was, especially since they knew they were going to let Justin Fields go.
Or do you believe my old wives' tale that I've told you from the get-go?
He's going back to 49ers?
That he go to the 49ers and play for an injured Brock Purdy, whose elbow probably ain't going to be ready by the regular season. It's the second operation on his elbow. What a perfect situation for him to go finish his career for his favorite childhood team. And why not, San Francisco? What else? What else are you going to do now?
Well, they're going to have to. I think they're going to pay Brock Purdy.
They are going to pay him, but maybe they don't have to pay him as much.
Nah, he shouldn't make more than 30.
Well, he is.
But I don't know about that, Maz, because what did we say about Sam Darnold? We thought Sam Darnold was going to get $40 million a year.
Right.
He got 35.
33.
$33
No,
million
30,
a
yeah,
year.
yeah.
They got him on a bargain deal.
$33 million a year for a starting quarterback in this league. That's why the Jets got Justin Fields. You're talking about a quarterback for $20 million a year? That is peanuts in today's NFL. For 2 years, I'm going to pay my starting quarterback $20 million a year?
Yeah.
That's a $30 million a year savings on an elite quarterback. You kick the tires on Justin Fields, maybe you think you can get something out of him. You've got Fields, Olave, and Garrett Wilson.
What they said was they liked his ability to get out of the pocket. The one thing they said they liked the dynamic quarterback. They said after having Aaron Rodgers for a year, they now know that that's the direction they want to go to what was left on the market. So they went with Justin Fields.
Did you see what the Colts did today?
Yes, Daniel Dimes.
Danny Dimes is a Colt, 1 year, $14 million. That's after he cashed all those $40 million checks from the Giants. So
he'll start this year for the Colts.
The Vikings obviously weren't going to pay him $14 million to sit behind JJ. He's like, I'll go, and I'm going to prove myself in Indy one way or the other. He's either going to be good or he's going to be bad, and he'll be a backup. But he gets $14 million. Anthony Richardson, he's up for grabs, by the way.
Yes, he is.
They hate him in Indy. They hate
Another
him.
quarterback I was wrong about.
Yeah. They hate him.
I'm not going to.
Why can't I get a black quarterback right?
I'm not going to say it.
Come on.
You got to listen to the black man.
Look.
you got to listen to the brothers. I told you. I said Anthony Richardson. No.
Malik Willis, Anthony Richardson. I got nothing.
Chad told me this. And Chad told me that. At the end of the day.
J.J. McCarthy, though, on the other hand, boy.
Talk about the white quarterback. No, but like to your point, man, like Anthony Richardson might not make it out of the season as an Indianapolis Colt, but going into the season, I think Danny Dimes will be the starter. You got Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. Pittman got paid last year. The teams, dare I say, Shane Steichen
I'm taking the Colts to the playoffs.
Shane Steichen, we saw what he was able to do with Jalen Hurts.
I'm taking the Colts to the playoffs.
I mean, people were talking about the fact that Danny Dimes was going to compete with J.J. McCarthy for the starting quarterback job in Minnesota, and it was only apparently, if you believe some of these NFL guys, and there's no reason not to, he was a little lukewarm on returning to Minnesota to compete for the job. But, yeah, hey, I do have a piece of breaking news I'd like to get to.
Let's go.
This is from Ari Meirov.
Oh, I love Ari.
Wide receiver Puka Nacua is changing his jersey
Like
number.
I said, he's nice enough.
From 17 to 12, the same number he wore at BYU. Can I call it or what?
You think he sold it?
You know how pissed
he
I'd
sold
be
that thing.
Yes.
if I had a Nakua 17 jersey?
There's
Why
got to
not? Now
be
it's
some
unique.
sort of accommodation.
Now
The
it's
NFL's
I'm
got to
still
pay.
wearing it.
Text Ari and say, is there some sort of
I will.
accommodation?
Right now.
Now it's
You should
unique.
text Ari Meirov right now, Maz, and ask if you believe the NFL will have some sort of jersey buyback accommodation
Here he
for
is.
that.
They do a swap out where you can just take
Yeah.
your 17 in for a 12. That's what some stadiums do.
There's
But he like,
There it
There's the
is right
Cougar.
there.
There's the Cougar.
I guarantee you Puka didn't charge him anything. I've watched Puka do interviews. I've seen a little bit of his
He's a
story.
different cat.
He's just a nice dude. He's just super chill. Like, he one of the Polynesian cats, man. So I don't think he charged
probably
him
offered to
anything.
pay him though. He
I
probably at
agree.
least offered.
I agree.
I
with you.
agree. And
I
he
agree.
probably told him no. I had to pay for my number.
You did. What'd you pay again? Remind us of that story.
I didn't pay a lot, but you know, I paid $10,000.
Oh, that's
bad.
still. I mean,
Yeah, I
that's,
paid $10,000.
that's not. Now, do you just with a stack of cash?
Yeah,
Is that what it
like
is?
Randy said, baby, straight cash. No, but yeah, you know, bought it in for him because, like you always talk about it. You hit the nail on the head. You know, jersey number is a part of the identity of a player. You know, and when players change numbers, they don't change to numbers that they never had. They go back to a number that they've had before. So if you see a player that has, like Puka Nacua, he's not going to some brand new number. He's going to 12. 12 is his identity when he was in college. So.
I do think that is a key piece for Aaron Rodgers, too. And I know, like, listen, I think Aaron Rodgers is on my top 10 list of athletes that I've hated over the course of their entire careers. But I cannot deny his greatness. And he did play pretty darn good football at the end of last year. If he goes to a good situation, and a good situation, by the way, to me is Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
If he goes to Pittsburgh, and, well, he wouldn't put 12 on there, would he? It's Bradshaw. Maybe that would be. Could that possibly be a reason not to go to Pittsburgh?
If you're Aaron,
Yeah.
at this point, you got to let that go.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, you got to let
That's
it go.
the dumbest thing I could have possibly ever said, but could it be a reason not to go to Pittsburgh?
It's not a bad thought.
Well,
out loud.
let's say that he's still in that manner. You got to let that go, bro.
Right.
Like, you got to let it go. Like, you had this trajectory of where your career was at before you left Green Bay, and ever since that last season in Green Bay to now, it's not the same. Don't not go to a winning situation that could potentially have you finish your career in a good light, in a good standing.
I'm just talking out loud here for a minute.
Yeah.
If you're Pittsburgh, who other than Aaron Rodgers gives you a better chance to win? Does Russell Wilson give you a better chance to win? We saw that.
We saw that end too, though.
Yeah.
Like, when teams got serious at the end of the season, and when it looked like teams were fighting to get in, and the Steelers just went south, and he didn't play well at all.
How about Russ to DK again?
But I do believe this is a make or break for Mike Tomlin. I think I think they have to win a playoff game this year. Just not win the Super Bowl. I think they got to win a playoff game this
Who's
year.
a quarterback? I mean, who's a running back?
Well, they just lost Najee
Warren.
Harris.
It's going to be Warren right
he's
now.
going out
You know,
to
Jalen Warren.
Jalen Warren. Right
Jalen
now.
Warren. He's not a
decent.
starter though.
Well, I know,
he's
but
a
he's
two.
right now all they have left.
He's your David Montgomery.
You can get one.
Way less.
You can
though.
get one in the draft, right?
That's what they told me.
good
Ashton
draft.
Genty.
That's what I was thinking.
I think he's going to be a Bear.
Be gone.
You could book it right now. Ashton
Maybe.
Genty will be a Bear.
And if so, then maybe
They're
you
the
can go out
best.
and get like a Swift because they'll probably get rid of Swift. You know,
That's a good point.
I mean,
Swift ain't the answer over there.
No, he's not.
Ben Johnson knows that already.
He got rid of him once.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Ben
you
Johnson
know.
knows that already.
Here we are again.
They're drafting a running back.
Yeah, they're
There's
drafting a running
probably
back.
very little doubt about that. I just, there's not a lot of quarterback movement. I mean, was Danny Dimes out there? I mean, I don't know. I think it's got to be Aaron Rodgers. Then who plays quarterback for the New York Giants?
Russell, because that's what they're saying in New York. Russell will go to the Giants.
Oh, God.
Just doesn't do much.
Sorry,
for me.
man.
Jets have Tyrod Taylor as the other quarterback. Along with Justin Fields.
Sorry, Mouse.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break. More NFL. Where does Joey Bosa end up? How much would it cost to have Joey Bosa? Is that a player that you believe?
$8 million gets it done.
Is that
Maybe
a player?
10.
Is that a player you would kick the tires at? You want to sign an injured player? You want to sign an injured player for $4 million? What about trying to sign an injured player for $8 million? Get a guy of that degree. We'll see where Joey Bosa lands. We'll talk about that next. But first, let me send it over to Ricky.
Yeah, let's talk about some merch, man. I know you're tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch. It's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and all the designs are guaranteed to turn heads, man. Shop.woodwardsports.com is the website you need to go to. Get your new sports merch right now, man. Tigers will be starting before you know, weeks. You got to get something new on the website. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Go to that site right now. We'll be right back.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media. and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 in your pocket. Call Mark White & Associates today. 248-290-8242. Visit them online as well. It's markwhitesells.com. Again, that number, 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
We are Woodward Sports. We are the leading digital platform in not only the state of Michigan for sports broadcasting, but also the entire world. We got 6 family members over there to my right. We got YouTube. We got Instagram. We got X. We got Facebook. We got TikTok. And we got Twitch. You can join, subscribe, and follow on all these platforms. Who needs the radio, which went out with powdered wigs? And the TV was invented in 1938, so forget that. Stay digital with us here on Woodward Sports at all 6 of our families.
And welcome back. Absolutely. Woodward Sports, Ron Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway, Ricky Burns, and the great Pete Spivak over here running it down. We talk about quarterbacks a lot. And as you brought up during the break, one quarterback I never hear anything about, and that's Kirk Cousins.
Right.
Why have we not heard Kirk Cousins' name at all?
He had a bad last 6 games, and it wasn't just like bad to where he was missing throws. Just he looked bad. He looked all around like the game was too much for him, like he was injured and more just in the Achilles. Looked like he couldn't step into his throws as well. The same in what we saw from Aaron Rodgers with the Achilles injury. Couldn't step into those throws, but that happened earlier for Aaron. This happened later for Kurt. So I think a lot of teams are maybe leery. Kirk Cousins is 37.
I'm not sure.
I think Kirk Cousins
is he younger than that?
36, 37. He's an older quarterback. These major injuries have coming up.
36.
They're not looking good. 36. There you go. So I just think there's a lot of concern maybe. He's also probably because he has to get traded out of his contract, and I think he asked to be traded to a winner. No. He asked to be traded to a team where he didn't have to compete for the starting job.
I got a quarterback for you that we forgot. And he's going to get traded.
Hold on.
He's on a team, and he will be traded.
Who?
Hold on, let me think.
Wait.
He's in the AFC East.
Hold on. Mitchell Trubisky?
He's young.
No.
AFC East. Young.
I can't.
He's sitting behind the number one. He's sitting behind the number 1 draft pick.
Oh, Joe Milton.
Joe Milton.
Thank you.
Joe Milton's going to get dealt. Joe Milton is making a name for himself.
What about him in Cleveland?
He won a game last year.
Yes. That's good.
Got a big arm, and the experts say he is the best quarterback in this next draft coming up in April.
Yeah, but is that enough for you're talking about to Pittsburgh, correct?
To anyone.
To anyone? Will you risk your stake on Joe Milton, who has 1 game, and that game was the last game of the season in which the starters didn't play?
You're looking, let's say if it's Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You're looking, I'm sure you're doing your homework, but you are looking for a young guy to come in and lead your team. They struck out with Kenny Pickett, and they've gone with journeymen ever since then. Mason Rudolph, so on down the line.
Here's not to cut you off, man. Here's one of my golden rules. I've said this before. You have to have been like that or nice in college for me to pick you up. Give an example. Brock Purdy. He played at Iowa State. I don't care. For 4 years, he was a starting quarterback, and I know what I'm getting out of Brock Purdy. Joe Milton is inconsistent in the starts in college. He bounced around, went from Michigan. He goes to Tennessee. He backs up Hendon Hooker. He's injured. Looks okay 1 year under Josh Heupel, whose system is great.
Who did he back up?
Hendon Hooker.
What's that name?
There you go. So I just don't know if it's enough for me to go on as a GM to pull the trigger on Joe Milton.
Might not cost much.
He's a speculation guy, though. Can we say that?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
you really don't know what you're getting from him. You think you're
What is he
getting
worth?
a guy.
Yeah.
You think you're getting a quarterback that can develop into what you may believe be a guy that can lead you to a Super Bowl, because that's why you make these trades, right?
Yeah.
Problem is he looks the part.
He looks every bit the
He's
starting
6'5",
quarterback.
he's got a rocket launcher arm.
Throw
His
70 yards down the field.
temperament is good. Teammates like him. Like he has the
He
the look.
won at Tennessee, which was
This is true.
quarterbacks. I mean,
It's a
that's
really
the
good
thing that
SEC.
Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton did. They brought Tennessee football back to prominence after literally 20 years.
Yeah, you're right.
You know.
No, you're right.
So, but yeah, I'm surprised that I don't hear a lot of.
New England signed Joshua Dobbs to be the backup for Drake May.
So
Joe
that
Milton's
means-
getting dealt.
Yeah,
he's
he
getting
is
dealt.
getting dealt.
He's getting dealt.
There's no doubt about that. That is what that means. Let me ask you about Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa offers are on the table to him from the San Francisco 49ers and the Miami Dolphins. Boy, talk about opposite ends of the spectrum there, right?
By the way, Tua was seen on
I
a
saw
party
that.
boat,
This poor guy.
looking like he has been doing a lot of partying.
He looks like that to begin with.
Right.
Yes, so-
I mean, that's his body shape
He's
anyway.
loose.
Is he a little heavy?
He is.
He is.
He
but
is.
Look, man.
That's what he looks like anyway.
Yeah, he had a rough season, man. He's trying to enjoy the season and get it off before he gets into the training.
Hell, I wish I had his. I wish I looked like him.
As it relates to Bosa, let him go play with his brother. I think that's the only place you'll get that he'll get the. That's the only place that can get out of him the consistency. Because anywhere else he goes, he's always been a selfish individual. He plays when he wants to. He doesn't play in the run game. He's always hurt. There's so many reasons why I can say I don't want to bring him here, and it's not because he's an Ohio State guy. Because I think Nick Bosa's one hell of a player. I just think he's not for this team.
$10 million in San Francisco is not $10 million in Miami, though.
No.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
There's no tax in Miami.
That's a huge pay cut in San Francisco, and that's why you don't
can
play
live
in
in
California. But that's why you don't play in California.
Right.
The
Oh, yeah.
taxes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
If
don't
those
really matter where.
things are equal,
Florida.
I'm taking the money in Florida.
Yeah.
Or
He's
you take
from
the
there
money
too. He's
somewhere
from
else.
Fort Lauderdale.
Absolutely.
The Bosas are from Fort Lauderdale.
So I mean,
That's
you're either
probably a
going
good
home-
spot for him.
Yeah.
100%. And his dad will be right there, keep
And
his ass in line.
Miami is a place that, I mean, just screaming at you.
If you don't win, at least you're having a good time there.
Right.
Well,
enjoying
yeah,
the
but I
weather,
mean,
but
the
maybe
Dolphins are a team that, are a healthy quarterback away from being able to do something.
Are they?
Right? I don't know.
I feel like the Dolphins have been this since Marino left. Like they have these little windows where it get
Yeah,
hot.
they've been that good team I've been
100%.
talking about, right?
They
They're
come
really
up
good.
They come up with something quirky. I remember when the Wildcats started, and we lost to them on that BS. But I remember when they started, they had like a good 3-year run with the Wildcat. This has been a good 2-year run with McDaniels and his quick passes out of Tua. It just seems like ever since Marino left, they've been a gimmick organization.
I want to talk about a couple of big trades that happened in the NFL, if I may.
Yeah, please.
Other shows might have already talked about them, but it's all right. The Texans traded their Pro Bowler, and we all remember Laramie Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil and a 4th-round pick goes to Washington. Washington gets an All-Pro on their O-line. Ryan already talked about how good the football team will be. They gave up.
Can I just say, Houston's a team that's taking a step back. What are they doing? I mean, they come on with D'Amico Ryans and C.J. Stroud. They win this playoff game.
Well, they made another trade after this trade.
Everybody's all in on them, and then just feels like they're getting
A lot of draft picks moved over from Washington to Houston.
Yeah.
And then Houston turned around, and they traded for C.J. G.J. today. They got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Well, I'm just saying, if you don't think they're going anywhere, they're hiring a player that is a hired gun.
They got a 1st-round pick for him?
No, they didn't. They traded an offensive lineman for him.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman, Kenyon Green. Eagles got Kenyon Green from Houston, and the Texans got Gardner-Johnson.
I need CJ to get blew up this year. Like, come down in the hole and meet the wrong running back. Like, he's been running his mouth, and it's just getting more and more annoying. And he's going from team to team to team. It's his 3rd team in 3 years. So
I am more
or 2
convinced.
years.
I am more convinced than ever that Kansas City doesn't make the playoffs this year. By the way, just if you look at Houston, if you like Houston and you think Indianapolis is going to make the playoffs,
Houston had a shot to beat Kansas City in the playoffs
Oh, yeah,
this
they
year.
did.
So
they got robbed.
that's a playoff spot.
They're a
that's given up.
well-coached team.
Cincinnati didn't make the playoffs this year. That's a playoff. Those are two
I don't
playoff
think they
teams.
make it.
They haven't done anything on
Cincinnati's
defense.
not making the playoff.
Denver and the Chargers. I like the New England. The New England Patriots are my team to get in.
Did you see all the moves they made?
Yeah, I
They
did.
got Joshua Dobbs as a backup, $8 million.
Defense.
Mac Hollins, the guy that wears no clothes from Buffalo,
Yep.
it's a 2-year receiver. Austin Hooper, tight end, okay, backup.
Yep.
Offensive tackle Morgan Moses, $24 million.
Come on.
Harold Landry from the Titans. Now he
Great
goes
play-
back to
great
play.
pickup.
Goes back
Great
to play with
pickup.
Mike Vrabel. He gets 3 years, $43. Milton Williams, 4 years, $104 million to play on that line. Another lineman, Kiris Tonga, 1 year, $2.5 million. Robert Spillane, linebacker, and Carlton Davis, cornerback. That's a team that went from I don't know how many wins. Like,
4 and 13.
They could win 8-9 games
10
this
games
year.
next year.
Yeah,
9-10 games.
You know what sucks is when you are bad, when you are terrible, when you got to make all these moves, you spend so much money. Like, so Milton Williams, that deal for him, 100.
Yeah, 104. They
Like,
overpaid.
it sucks, and it sucks.
He was going to the Panthers until they called and said,
Yeah, they
"Hey,
said, nah.
how about
Brakes.
this deal?"
Put the brakes on that.
He was with the Panthers for an hour. He was with the Panthers for an hour. Okay, I'll continue to go on. Jonathan Allen, he goes to the Vikings, 3 years, $60
That's a hell of a
million.
move. That's a hell of a move to ensure that the defensive line last year when the Lions played against them, you saw a lot of runs from David Montgomery through the middle of that defense. Getting Jonathan Allen in the middle, that helps this year.
Yep.
Teams are literally stacking up for you-know-who.
Hey, Shavarius Ward, he goes to the Colts as well, $60 million, 3 years for him. Javon Holland, the safety, goes 3 years, $45 to the Jets. So they send us Reed, and they get Holland. We continue.
You mentioned Dolphins signed Zach Wilson.
I haven't gotten to that.
You haven't gotten to that yet.
It's okay. Dolphins signed Zach Wilson.
Run it right back.
I get a kick out of that.
I know.
That poor kid.
I know.
That poor kid.
The Chargers signed Najee Harris from the Steelers, 1 year for him. The Rams are letting Cooper Kupp go. All right, I'm going to throw it out there. Is Cooper Kupp a great third receiver for this team?
Not at that price.
Cooper Kupp.
I mean,
You
Yeah,
said
it's
is he a
hard to-
receiver for this team?
For the Lions.
Hard to say no.
The price.
Nah, I pass on Cooper Kupp.
Okay, yeah.
I pass on Cooper Kupp. The problem is that he's a smaller receiver and he's lost a step. So now, like, legitimately, you're going to have two smaller receivers. You got J-Mo in the middle, but you got a guy that's lost a step.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I'm just so busy trying to.
I was wiping my eye.
So sorry, guys.
Oh, no, you're good.
But he lost a step to you.
He
Brad.
lost that tip. He has to be in the right system. And I don't think this is the system for him.
The Bucs signed Hassan Reddick. How
You know
about
where
that?
you know where Cooper Kupp's going?
Patriots.
Patriots.
Chicago.
Oh God. Oh
Cooper Kupp's going to
Jesus.
Chicago.
I like him there.
Cooper Kupp's going to Chicago. Play with.
How about Green Bay?
He's not going to Green
They
Bay.
need a
He's going
number
to
one.
Chicago.
They need a 1-1.
He's going to Chicago. He's going to play with DJ Moore. And is Keenan Allen still there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He had a great end of the year, Keenan Allen.
He's also
He beat us. He got
finally
3
healthy.
touchdowns against us.
Only finally healthy.
He was so slow in those.
What about even Washington? I mean, you
Yeah.
think about the teams
Yes.
that could really use Cooper Kupp.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Washington.
Good
Like
call.
he's a weapon, and he doesn't have to be. He goes to Washington. He goes to Minnesota. He goes to Chicago. He doesn't have to be that number one guy.
Minnesota
I mean,
could be dangerous.
You know that is. This is a guy that can kind of maybe tip the balance a little bit for some of these NFC teams.
Minnesota.
Specifically. Minnesota, Washington, Terry McLaurin.
Scary Terry.
I mean, that's a really good
Yeah,
spot
that's a good
for
point.
him.
That's a good call.
It's a really good spot for him.
Washington could be a really good spot for
Great
him, too. I
call.
think he brings-
Even New England. You don't think?
That's why I said that one first.
Yeah, you did say that. You don't think Drake May could use a guy like Cooper Kupp in a who's the offensive coordinator's name that escapes me now? That was with them for years.
Kevin
He's
O'Connell?
back. No, in the New England. He was in.
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels.
Excuse me.
He is a perfect Josh McDaniels offense wide receiver.
That was the first thing I threw out there. I liked it. I didn't even forget. I forgot about the Josh McDaniels angle. I mean, all his receivers did kind of feel like a Cooper Kupp style receiver, quick in his cuts, slot style receiver. Like,
Good route runners.
And he plays inside and out. Yeah.
I got a funny one for you guys.
What do you got, Pete?
But
I was
not
going to say
just
real quick, I mean, you're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. Why not Cooper Kupp and KC? Who
Well,
do they got?
I think that's a good point, but I just think they are on their way out. I
got
think
you.
they're
No, I
taking a break.
agree with you. But.
I think they're taking
Yeah,
a
but he
timeout.
can still use them.
It could. Yeah.
He can still use them. Here's a funny thing. Not funny if you're a Giants fan. You remember last year the Giants didn't want to pay Saquon. He wanted, I think he got $36 million from Philly. The Giants signed Darius Slayton, re-signed him, 3 years, $36 million. Darius Slayton over Saquon Barkley.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Like what are the Giants doing?
Nothing.
Yeah, right. Not winning.
Darius Slayton, 3 years, 30.
Yep. Tommy DeVito, 1 year deal.
Oh.
Chauncey Golston, Chris Board, Paulson Adebo, who was probably an upgrade there for him there.
Board of those
Javon
picks.
Holland, an upgrade. And then they got a punter and a long snapper.
I'm gonna cry.
So, that's what the Giants have done.
Pretty
It's
incredible stuff, man.
It's almost like the Giants don't even like they don't care about the people in the city. Largest city in America, they can just give two crap.
Well, the word on the street is, to steal a phrase from Tom Mazaway, the word on the street is that nobody wants to go to the Giants because they see a sinking ship. Even Amani Toomer,
Yes.
one of the great Giants of all time,
on the radio with them.
went in public and said that the Giants are a sinking ship and nobody wants to play there. That is pretty incredible for a former player to talk that way about the organization. Of
Historic
which he's,
franchise.
Of which he is a historic player in their franchise.
But the good thing about it is we have so much access. When he says that, now we can just pull up Joe Shane in that Hard Knocks interview, and we're like, oh, you know what? He's absolutely right.
Yeah,
There's documented footage of him telling the truth. Like back in the day, you would say something, but because there was no video or because there wasn't access, it's like, oh, this player's just making stuff up. Now you can say, oh, yeah, you got a point.
No doubt. I mean, that's a team, and that's why I'm so confused about this Aaron Rodgers situation.
Yeah.
Like, why would he ever want to go there just because he lives there? I mean, but, you know, some guys, they tick to different things.
Chase Young went back to New Orleans,
I
3-year
saw that.
deal.
Yes, he did.
I saw that.
So they paid him. He's 20. I forget he's 26.
25, 26.
Yeah,
26
I
years
don't
old.
know, man.
I know he's got a checkered past, takes plays off, like blah blah blah. I don't know. I would have taken if the Lions would have signed him, and I would have oh my God, good. This is someone different. I just want to see somebody different that wasn't here play on the other side of Hutch.
Well,
have you been here before? No. All right, come on in.
Oh, you asked another question.
Because I've seen the other guys already.
Have you been hurt? You got to ask me that question.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
What's next? Is Emmanuel Mosley coming back?
For his third tour?
Guys, we'll take a break. When we come back, a heartbreaker for the Wings last night and a little bit of deja vu.
Yeah.
I jumped out of bed last night. I thought they had tied it. We'll talk about that coming up next. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. That is our broadcast location here, 15 in Woodward, the Lady Jane's headquarters. We take the chore out of getting a haircut. Our talented stylist will deliver an industry-leading haircut, relaxing scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Well, everyone, the Big Ten tournament is going to be starting tomorrow in basketball. We got conference tournaments going on right now all across the country. Lots of games. Open up your brand new Caesar Sportsbook account by scanning the QR code above my head and use the code word Woodward1000 when you open up that brand new Caesar Sportsbook account and deposit at least $20 into that new account and make your first bet of $20 or more. If that first bet happens to lose, it won't, but if it does, you get your first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000, but only if you scan the QR code above my head and use the code word Woodward1000 to open up your brand new Caesar Sportsbook account, Maz.
Hey guys, attention sports fans. I know you're out there. Do not miss our expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. He joins us every Tuesday on Big D Energy. Joins us, of course, on Thursday. He is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. Trust the guy at DMAC and Braylon Trust. Visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Breaking news in the world of golf, and it's not good if you're a fan of Tiger Woods.
Oh, jeez.
Here's a statement from Tiger Woods. As I began to ramp up my own training and practice at home, I felt a sharp pain in my left Achilles, which was deemed to be ruptured. Tiger Woods ruptures an Achilles. This morning, Dr. Charlton Stuckey of Hospital of Special Surgery in West Palm Beach, Florida, performed a minimally invasive Achilles tendon repair for a ruptured tendon. The surgery went smoothly. Expects a full recovery. I am now back home and plan to focus on my recovery and rehab. Thank you for all the support. It appears that he is out of the Masters. Who knows when we'll see Tiger Woods again? But that is a devastating injury for a player just south of 50.
Yeah, it sucks. Achilles has always been a terrible injury. It sucks because I know I get up here every summer, Maz, and I say the same thing, spring and summer. I say I wish Tiger would retire because I get tired of him not finishing matches, and you see him ending on day 4, backs messed up, knees messed up, getting carried out on a golf cart. But, man, just the anticipation leading up to each event, it's still amazing. Tiger still commands that type of crowd. He still commands that type of attention.
People still
and he
bet on
still
him.
is that good. It's just he's older now and he's had injury on top of injury on top of injury on top of injury. So this sucks because when it's April, you know you're turning on. And you know the Masters. You know you're going to see Tiger. It's just fun.
Let me get to the Wings, guys. They lost their 6th straight game last night to Ottawa. They absolutely peppered that goaltender last night. 49 shots.
Yep.
And 48 saves for the Ottawa goaltender. It appeared that the Red Wings had tied it up at the buzzer, at the horn, but that shot was about a half second
Lucas Raymond.
too late. It was an incredible moment. And just side note, good to have the games on Fox too.
Yep.
We got 4 more games than 10 Tigers games.
That's great.
I wanted to ask you, as a broadcast nerd, was that a local broadcast thing, or was that all the Foxes getting all
There's
the
just local broadcast Fox 2.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, and that's how it used to be. I mean, back in the day, you had UPN 50, where you watched Dave
UPN.
Strader and Mickey Redmond
Braylon on the pregame.
to the Red Wings games, and then Frank Beckman on the Tigers games. And it was really awesome. And, I think I'm not smart enough to tell you what, went another way, but I'm just glad to have the Tigers and the Red Wings, at least for a couple games this year. It gives people a taste. Gives people
Maybe
a
they
chance
have
to
more
see.
after they take this taste.
Yeah,
Maybe
you just
they
never
get
know.
more later.
I mean, live news and live sports is the model, and it's really cool to see locally that that is back. But Red Wings, just again for the 3rd straight year, are completely blowing their chances for a playoff. Will Birchfield put out a stat earlier today that in 2023 they lost 6 straight games beginning in February into March. In 2024, they lost 7 straight games in February into March, and now they've lost 6 straight games end of February into March. That's 3 straight years. Maz, as you said, that's inexcusable.
Yep.
Dumb question. Did the tournament play a factor in this at all? Seemed like the losing started around
they
the
lost the game prior to the tournament. They had won 7 in a row at that point.
That's what I thought.
They lost to Tampa on that Saturday afternoon. Then the tournament started. Then they came back and they've continued to lose.
So isn't
They've
it
been
fair?
stuck on 66 points for over 2 weeks.
And look, and I understand everyone had to go through the tournament. Everybody went through the break off. So, you can't say, well, they're the
They
only
cooled them
team.
down.
But at the same time, momentum was there for the Detroit Red Wings at the time, who also have a new coach.
Yeah.
So now you're trying to reach some guys that are new, and as players, I think that definitely set them back a bit.
In those losses, I want to tell you, they have mainly outshot the other team by a lot in every game. They just can't score. They're short-handed on players. And it didn't work at the at the trade deadline on Friday. Supposedly Stevie Y was close on a couple. It didn't happen. We heard that before. They couldn't get the thing done. He couldn't get something done before the season started. He was after Steve Stamkos. I know he went to a higher bidder. I forgot where the hell he even went. But he's not with the Red Wings. He could have helped. And then they lost Andrew Kopp for the year. That's just another player off the team.
Yeah.
They're shorthanded. It looks like they're limping right now. I still believe that they could turn this around, and I think they'll give us a great last week of the year, like last year.
Will it be too late?
Right.
That is the question.
It would be great to get hot, get into the playoffs, upset a 1 seed.
What is it? I don't want to go that route because I feel like it's disrespecting, but it just feels that way. In Detroit, you just wait too long. You don't want to spend the money to do the thing. And it seems like it used to be all the sports. Now the Red Wings kind of come to mind when we think about it. 6 years. We've been talking about it. Here's the Stevie Y plan. I think he waited on Derek Lalonde a little bit too long, and here we are now. I don't know.
Pretty tough. Tigers, they win today, by the way. Tigers, April 4th here at Comerica Park. I mean, I know they play in L.A. to open up the season, but April 4th just, 20-some days away. It's going to be pretty cool, man. I'm excited about the team. I'm not as excited as I probably would be if they had a veteran bat smack dab in the middle of that lineup. But
we're still missing Parker Meadows.
Yeah.
No details on his arm. His nerve
and
is
Veerling.
Dead. It's a dead arm, and Veerling is still hurting himself.
Max Clark had a good day.
I'm also not very excited about Glaber Torres as I once was.
It's Glaber Day.
I understand where he is.
Glaber Day, everybody.
Yeah. He's not the Glaber Torres I watched in the home run derby in 2014.
Getting him forced Colt Heath to first. Torque is hitting this spring.
Yeah.
So let's pray that Torque can get in this lineup somehow, some way, steady, and give us those 30 home runs again that he had a couple of years ago.
Flaherty looked good today.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean,
their pitching, I don't think is going to hurt them. They have a pretty good staff. Reese Olson is probably the weak link in the staff, and he's pretty good. Kenta Maeda has had a good spring as well. He's added some velocity.
Yeah, right.
That's your favorite pitcher.
Yeah, Kenta Maeda. Yeah. It is what it is. We're in Scott Harris's hands here.
Oh, God.
As we wait. You could be the Yankees, and you could lose Luis Gil, your rookie of the year, pitcher, and now you lose Garrett Cole for the year. Giancarlo Stanton probably done for the year as well.
Wow.
Yep.
That is just insane.
You could be the Yankees.
You could
you could be the Tampa Bay Rays, so you're going to play at the Yankees minor league park. You could play the A's. They're not even Oakland anymore.
A's, baby.
They're going to be playing at Sacramento's little 10,000-seat park. 2 teams in baseball, 2 pro teams playing for the for the long future.
Good job, Rob Manfred.
In a minor league stadium.
Multi-million-dollar
Are you kidding?
organization.
I think you brought it full circle with Ryan's conversation earlier. You're like, hey, you can always be happy because you have it better than somebody else.
Ain't that something?
Crazy, man.
In my life, I never would think I would see a major league team. 2 of them.
It's crazy.
At the same time.
Pistons at home tonight against the Wizards.
Back to back. They'll play on Thursday as well. That's 2 more wins. That puts them in 4th.
I think this is
Puts
good.
them in 4th.
This is good for the Pistons. The Pistons have been on the road. They're 2-2 in their last 4 games. They lost to the Clippers. They lost to the Warriors. Got to win against Portland last night. So this is a good, easy. I don't want to say easy, but it's a good, easier game. The Wizards get you back on track and get locked and loaded. I like it.
All right, good stuff. Breaking us out of here, my friend. We're back tomorrow. We're back the rest of the week, ladies
Woo!
and gentlemen.
Good to be back with you guys. We'll be back the rest of the week. Man of mine that was with Maz. My man Ricky over there. Peace
You like
by
that, man?
time. And all of us will be in here, man. We appreciate you guys soon. And we'll get some more super chats going on tomorrow. I'll come up with some more ideas. Maybe we'll do a Stump the Match or something else, man. There's some trivia.
Oh, yeah.
Have some fun with that. But tune in tomorrow. We'll see you later.